Prarambha, Dahal. Let's begin with the main stories. Parliament's two largest parties, Nepali Congress and CPN-UML, reach an agreement for a new political equation. UML chair Oli to lead the government in the first phase of the power-sharing deal. CPN-UML chair Oli meets Prime Minister Dahal after reaching an agreement with Nepali Congress to form a new political equation. Congress and Maoist Center hold their office bearers meetings. The US Supreme Court for the first time recognizes former presidents have immunity from prosecution for certain actions taken in office, throws out a judicial decision rejecting Donald Trump's bid to shield himself from criminal charges. And France stormed into the Euro Cup 2024 quarterfinals, edging past Belgium by a solitary goal. Portugal also advanced to the last 8 after a penalty shootout. Barely 4 months after extending support to Pushpa Dahal's leadership of government, CPN-UML, the second largest party in the parliament, has decided to end its political association with Dahal and join hands with Nepali Congress, the largest party. Saturday's apparently sudden meeting between Nepali Congress President Sher Bahadur Dewa and CPN-UML chair KP Sharma Oli at his house laid the ground for a potential new political alliance between the two parties. Multiple senior leaders of Nepali Congress and UML have said that Dewa and Oli had already reached an understanding in a meeting where they tentatively agreed to form a new government, amend the constitution and to work out a power-sharing formula which they reportedly shared with a few confidants. As per the understanding between Congress and UML, Oli will lead a new national consensus government for a year and a half. For the remaining term, Dewa will be the Prime Minister. A 4-member task force had prepared the draft agreement, which will soon be released. It will detail the power-sharing agreement, propose amendments to the constitution, review the electoral system including proportional representation, change National Assembly arrangements and discuss size of provincial assemblies according to a task force member. Ramesh Lekhak and Gyanendra Bahadur Karki from the Congress and Shankar Pokhrel and Ramesh Badal from the UML had held several rounds of talks in the past 2 weeks. If everything goes according to the plan, a deal will be made public anytime soon and UML chair Oli will stake claim to the post of Prime Minister. According to two Congress leaders familiar with the meeting, as per the understanding between Oli and Dewa, Oli will lead the new government with the support of Nepali Congress and other French parties. The Congress will lead 10 ministries including Home and the UML 9 including Finance as per the draft of the understanding. Likewise, the Congress and UML will lead 3 provincial governments each, with the government in Madhesh to be led by a regional party. There has also been a verbal agreement on the formation of a high-powered Constitution Review and Suggestions Committee under a former Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. Dewa and Oli had reportedly been in talks over the past 1 month in order to address some pressing national issues and have agreed to amend the Constitution where needed. They are also said to have reached understandings on foreign policy, economic crisis and governance. One big issue that is said to have caused a rift between Prime Minister Dahal and Oli was over the appointment of the chairperson of the Securities Board of Nepal, SEBON. The appointment process was ultimately cancelled on Saturday due to differences between the two leaders. Sources inside the Finance Ministry said the selection process became the victim of the political power play between the UML and the Maoist Center, leading to the cancellation of the entire process. But after a meeting between the two yesterday morning, a cabinet meeting later in the day decided to give continuity to the old 3-member committee to nominate candidates for SEBON chair. Some media reports try to link the latest Dewa-Oli meeting with yet another development, as it took place a day after Nepal police arrested Bechan Jha, one of the alleged middlemen in the high-profile Bhutanese refugee scam. Police last year filed cases against politicians, bureaucrats and middlemen on charges of defrauding hundreds of people by promising to them, in fact, to send them to the United States of America as Bhutanese refugees. But police were not able to book Jha despite his connection with the scam. Jha is allegedly close to many political leaders, including senior Nepali Congress leaders, and the Congress leadership might have been worried that they too could be dragged into the refugee scam. The differences between Oli and Dahal had been steadily building, including over the new SEBON chair, the appointment of ambassadors to 8 countries, transitional justice, and the bringing of what Oli termed a Maoist budget for the new fiscal year. During their meeting yesterday morning, Oli reportedly requested Dahal to support him by stepping down. It has been learned that Dahal had offered Oli the post of Prime Minister within the current ruling coalition, but Oli politely turned that offer down. The UML chair instead expressed his desire to lead a consensus government. Dewa and Oli were in talks for a month through different channels. After several rounds of back-channel talks and negotiations between the second-ranking leaders of Nepali Congress and UML, they finally agreed to meet. According to UML leaders who were briefed about the latest situation, time had come to form a government based on national consensus in order to address the country's daunting challenges. Prime Minister Dahal had called a meeting of the ruling partners for 5 p.m. yesterday, but the meeting had to be postponed in light of the new situation. Dahal, who was all set to reshuffle the cabinet, was planning to discuss the same in the meeting. Now, following agreement between Nepali Congress and CPN-UML to form a new political equation, political parties have busied themselves in holding internal discussions. Politicians have also been very busy in this regard. CPN-UML chairperson KP Sharma Oli met with CPN Maoist Center chairperson and Prime Minister Pushpakomal Dahal earlier this morning to inform him about the agreement between UML and Nepali Congress. In the meeting, UML Chair Oli also suggested Prime Minister Dahal to tender his resignation and open doors for formation of the new government. Prior to this, CPN Unified Socialist Chairperson Madhav Kumar Nepal had reached Balotar to hold talks with Prime Minister Dahal. Amidst these developments, Nepali Congress has held its meeting of party officials at the residence of party president Sherbahadar Deuba in Budhanilokantha. Deuba is learned to have informed the meeting about the agreement reached with UML Chair Oli. The largest body of the House of Representatives has also delved into the way ahead with collaboration among the two parties and agreement on issues related to amendment of the Constitution. Meeting of the officials of CPN Maoist Center is also underway at the Prime Minister's official residence in Balotar. The meeting is understood to have delved on whether Prime Minister Dahal should resign and open doors for the formation of the new government, or should he be seeking the vote of confidence within 30 days. Maoist Center had called the meeting of its officials to make public its stance after Nepali Congress and CPN-UML reached an agreement to form a national consensus government with the agenda of constitution amendment last night. Another party of the ruling coalition, Rashtriya Swatantra Party, has also held its secretariat meeting at Singhadarbar. The fourth largest party of the parliament is to make public its opinion on the Congress-UML collaboration through its meeting. CPN-UML has also called its secretariat meeting. UML has called the meeting to inform about the agreement reached with Nepali Congress to form a national consensus government. The meeting is slated for 3 p.m. at the party headquarters in Chassel. Now, based on the agreement between Nepali Congress and CPN-UML, the two parties are to share the remaining term of the federal parliament. CPN-UML Chair Oli is to lead the government in the first phase, followed by Nepali Congress President Deuba in the second. As two largest parties of the House of Representatives have reached an agreement to form a new political alliance with the objective of amending the Constitution, we now take a look at the parliamentary mathematics. At the 275-member House of Representatives, largest party Nepali Congress has 88 seats, while second largest party CPN-UML has 79 seats. Adding these two figures, the new alliance will have 167 seats. However, a two-third majority will require 184 members of the parliament, and the new alliance falls short of this number by 17 parliamentarians. If the CPN unifies Socialist with 10 parliamentarians alongside Upendra Yadav-led Janata Samajwadi Party Nepal and Mahanta Thakur-led Loktantrik Samajwadi Party join hands, the required majority will be met for amendment of the Constitution. Third party of the parliament, CPN Maoist Center, has 32 seats at the parliament. Rashtriya Swatantra Party, which has decided not to join the new government, has 21 seats. Rashtriya Prajatantra Party 14, Janata Samajwadi Party Nepal 5, Janata Samajwadi Party 6, and Loktantrik Samajwadi Party has 4 parliamentarians. With Rashtriya Jana Morcha, Nepal Workers and Peasants Party and Aam Janata Party having 1 parliamentarian each, there are 2 independent parliamentarians at the House of Representatives. Despite most parties on the same page on amendment of the Constitution, they have contrasting agendas. Nepali Congress has strongly raised the issue of amendment of the electoral mechanism, in which CPN-UML seems to have supported the cause. While Modest-centered parties have been demanding independent rights of the provinces, Rashtriya Prajatantra Party has been raising its voices to scrap federalism and secularism. Now, ill-planned development and construction works invite risks. Construction of roads, use of heavy equipment vehicles, and mining without considering the environment impact assessment have put human settlements and schools at risk of landslides in the Chure and Mahabharat region of Palpa. The local residents have been compelled to live in fear of massive disasters this monsoon. Thanidada Secondary School, located at Dobhan in Tinauri municipality, ward number 2 of Palpa, has been at risk of landslide for the past 2 years. 2 rooms of the school can be swept by landslides at any time. Students have been prohibited to enter these rooms while the entire school building is in a poor condition. In absence of safe classrooms, the students are being taught in the existing classrooms that are at risk of suffering further damages. A two-classroom building of Kalika School in Doban, Suketal has also caved in because of landslide. A new toilet was built after an existing one caved in around 5 meters. Even the new toilet has suffered damages, but the students have been compelled to use them, while a minor rainfall also scares them to death. The parents and guardians do not send their wards to schools during rainfall. The sports ground has also caved in, and the stakeholders have remained indifferent to these issues. The local levels have discussed about curbing the risks of the disasters. However, they have not been able to relocate the schools because of insufficient resources. In our Public Voice segment, we have asked students and parents in several provinces how they will choose subjects for colleges for grade 11. Let us now take a look at what they had to say.
रोजगारोन्मुख विषयहरू छन्दा चाहिँ उनीहरूले भोलि गएर चाहिँ रोजगारोन्मुख भयो भने चाहिँ राम्रो
विद्यार्थीको रुचि र उसको क्षमता विद्यार्थीको क्षमता त्यो हेरेर अनि कुन विषय रोज्ने भन्ने कुरा निर्कुल गर्नु राम्रो हुन्छ
भोलिका दिनमा गएर उ बेस्ट एटकेमा हुन सक्छ ती कुराहरूलाई आधार मानेर चाहिँ यदि उले विषय छनौट गर्न सक्यो भने चाहिँ उसको भविष्य उज्जवल हुन्छ र
उले अब कमर्स पढ्ने इच्छा छ कमर्स नै पढाउँछ हामीहरू पढाउनेमा जुन यस्तो कलेज छान्छौँ हामीहरू कि जुनले त्यसको रिजल्ट 100% आओस्
11 मा त बडीले साइन्स नै थाहा हुन्छ किनकि ब्याचलरमा त्यो साइन्स लिएर पढेपछि ब्याचलरमा जुनसुकै फिल्डमा जान पाइन्छ
जुन स्कुलमा राम्रो पढाइ हुन्छ त्यसैमा म नाम एडमिसन गराउँछु
विभिन्न विज्ञापनहरू हेरेर नै पहिला हामीले डिसिजन गरिसकेका हुन्छौँ त्यो कुराहरू
आफूले कुन चाहिँ पढ्न सकिन्छ त्यही पढिन्छ
मेरो बच्चाहरूलाई चाहिँ सकेसम्म साइन्स 11 12 मा साइन्सै पढ्यो भने भोलि जुन फिल्डमा जान सकिन्छ भनेर चाहिँ उत्प्रेरणा गराएको छु
It is now time for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
The question is, what is your say on the ongoing trend of spending budget indiscriminately towards the end of the fiscal year? Your options are A, abuse of budget, B, result of not following schedule, and C, commission gain. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C, and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. Moving on, Nepali Congress has said that the loan of China's Belt and Road Initiative BRI will not be accepted. The meeting of the office bearers of Nepali Congress held at Congress President Sherbhadra Dewa's residence in Budal Kanta yesterday concluded that only grant assistance for the BRI project would be acceptable. Discussions regarding the government's preparation to sign the BRI implementation plan was held during the meeting. Congress spokesperson Prakash Ranmot said that the meeting had decided to draw the government's attention towards the issue, citing the project cannot be accepted in the form of loan. Dewa, during his term as the Prime Minister, had corresponded with China, saying that Nepal can only accept grants, concessional loans and investments. Likewise, the meeting also decided to extend the term of sister organizations for additional 6 months for the final time and to hold discussions on the report endorsed by the Mahasamiti meeting and endorsed by the Central Committee. The identity of 6 people out of 7 who were killed in yesterday's vehicular accident in Rolpa's Talabang have been confirmed. The deceased have been identified as 33-year-old June Maya Khadka and 77-year-old Khadak Bahadur Dangi of Talabang, Madi Rural Municipality 3, 30-year-old Amrita Gharti of Dabang of the same rural municipality, and Parbat Rural Municipality 2's 33-year-old Ramkali Pun, 70-year-old Jhuplal Dangi and 50-year-old Karma Gharti Mogar. DSP at the District Police Office Rolpa, Bharat Lama, informed that the identity of an 18-month-old baby who was killed in the accident is yet to be ascertained. The ill-fated four-wheeler, which was heading from Khartigaon of Madi Rural Municipality 2 to Talabang of the same local level yesterday afternoon, met with the unfortunate accident at Chhara. According to the police, 6 out of the 8 injured have been referred to Bhairawa, with 2 individuals have been discharged after treatment. Police has said that the four-wheeler may have been involved in the accident after the driver tried to divert away from landslides. Time now for the international news. The United States Supreme Court has for the first time recognized that former presidents have immunity from prosecution for certain actions taken in office as it threw out a judicial decision rejecting Donald Trump's bid to shield himself from criminal charges involving his efforts to undo his 2020 election defeat. The court yesterday ruled 6-3 that while former presidents enjoy immunity for actions that they take within their constitutional authority, they do not for actions taken in a private capacity. The ruling marked the first time since the nation's 18th century founding that the Supreme Court has declared that former presidents may be shielded from criminal charges in any instance. The decision will boost Donald Trump's defense against federal charges over his efforts to overturn the 2020 vote, which he lost to President Joe Biden. It could also affect similar state-level election interference charges in Georgia. Trump was quick to welcome the ruling. Chief Justice John Roberts announced the landmark decision on behalf of the court's 6-justice conservative majority. The court's 3 liberal justices dissented. The Supreme Court justices argued that enabling the prosecution of former presidents over their official acts in office could open the door for political retribution and despotism. A car plowed into a crowd of people, killing at least 9 and injured 4 in the South Korean capital, Seoul. Local police said that the traffic accident took place at around 9:30 p.m. local time. It was reported that a man believed to be in his 60s drove the vehicle into pedestrians waiting at a traffic stop. At least 4 injured people have been taken to hospital. Police say they are investigating the matter, but warned that casualty numbers might increase. According to local media, the car was driving in the wrong direction and crashed into 2 other vehicles before it made contact with pedestrians. Police said the accident took place at an intersection near Seoul City Hall. The driver in question was arrested at the scene, reportedly told the police the car suddenly accelerated. According to police, 6 people died at the scene, while 3 others died later of their injuries. Residents of several neighborhoods in eastern Khan Yunis in southern Gaza said they had received audio messages from Israeli phone numbers ordering them to leave their homes. Israeli army spokesperson Avichai Adrai said that they must evacuate immediately to the humanitarian zone for their safety. Some suggested this could mean Israeli forces will return to the area which they left several weeks ago. The Israeli military said in a statement yesterday after the rockets were fired from the Khan Yunis area. The Palestinian militant group Islamic Jihad fired a barrage of rockets into Israel yesterday as fighting raged in Gaza and Israeli tanks advanced deeper into parts of the enclave. Islamic Jihad, an ally of Hamas, both of whom are backed by Iran, said its fighters fired rockets towards several Israeli communities near the fence with Gaza in response to the crimes of the Zionist enemy against the Palestinian people. The Israeli military said the volley of about 20 rockets caused no casualties. But the attack showed militants still possess rocket capabilities almost 9 months into an offensive that Israel says is aimed at neutralizing threats against it. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said Israel was nearing its goal of taking out the military capabilities of Hamas, the Islamist group that governs Gaza and led the 7th of October attack. That is all for the moment. Our next English bulletin airs at 6 p.m. Thank you for staying with us. Keep watching Kantipur Television SD for continuous updates on the ongoing political developments in the country. Have a beautiful day ahead.